Is today the day where we finally get back to driver ranking A? Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of GT sport related stuff, subscribe now and click the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. Today's video is the next video in our Beginner to Winner series. This series documents my journey of going from controller with assists to a wheel without any and trying to achieve my ultimate goal of becoming an A+ ranked driver. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the video to see where I eventually finish and see today whether I can finally get back to my A ranking. So let's get into it. So today we are in the Nations Cup for the first time. We haven't been able to do that before because the server has just been crap and thrown us out every single time. But I'm glad to say we actually finished this one. In first we've got a Spaniard in RS01. We've then got another Spaniard in an RCZ. We've got a 911 here driven by a Finn. In fourth we've got a German in another 911. In fifth we've got a Spaniard in a 911 and we have qualified in the KFC Lexus, look how cool that looks, in ninth. We were on for a much better qualifying lap, but as you saw at the very beginning I had to avoid a German in a BMW which left us down in ninth. I reckon we could have been up around 6th or 5th. But that doesn't matter. It's a longer race. We've got 18 laps this time around with Brands Hatch. As you've seen, we're in the KFC Lexus in Group 3. Let's see how we get on. As always, I just want to stay out of trouble on this first lap. I do not want to throw it away. Oh, so I'm going to get out the throttle here. The radar is on. I'm just staying away from absolutely everybody, or at least trying to. We're going to arrive at Surtees for the first time in 7th place. That's because someone got punted off at Druids and someone found themselves on the grass coming down the Cooper Straight. We're going to overtake a German here who must have got it wrong coming out of Surtees and found himself on the inside, but we've made up 3 places already, so things are looking good so far. As I say, just trying to keep it nice and calm. I've already started fuel saving. As you can see, I'm changing gear halfway up the rev limiter. Oh, the Swiss there, getting it all wrong. He did well to hold it there in the Mitsubishi. He's got himself a penalty, but I'm going to get out the throttle because I do not want to hit him and get a penalty myself. He looks to be in a rush. He's going to go around the outside, but too far, and he's found himself in the gravel, so absolutely pointless doing that. So at the end of lap 1 here, we come across the line in 5th. We've made 4 places from the start, which is really, really good, really happy with that. If we can keep this, we're going to get some good points. And I'm just going to try and sit behind this guy in 4th place now, all the way to the first set of pit stops. We've got some good fuel saving done so far. Look up ahead. German has made a mistake, so we are now up to 4th, but we're going to keep with the plan. We've kept with the plan so far. We're coming through Surtees here for the 5th time. We're doing a fantastic job with fuel saving, and we're just following this Renault around really, no issues at all. He's actually gone defensive there. I don't know why I wasn't going to overtake him, but it's held us up a little bit and it's got me out of my rhythm. To be honest, as I come through this corner here, I make my first mistake of the day, just get on the power too much, I'm unable to catch it, and I'm into the Armco on the inside of the track there. Very disappointing. I've dropped from 4th all the way down to 9th, almost 10th there, but we're going to hang on to that. So all is not lost, it's not been a complete disaster, but it's not what we needed at all. But we're going to try and focus. We've still done a good job with fuel saving, so I'm going to try and dispatch of this guy in 8th here whilst still saving a little bit of fuel, but I've got to get a move on. I feel I just need to get a move on a little bit. So as we start lap number 6 here, coming down the hill up towards Druids for the 6th time, I'm going to get a little bit racy because I'm going to try and put some serious pressure on this guy and get rid of him. I can see the pack that I want to be with up ahead. If I can jump them with the fuel saving that I've done, we can still get a really good result from this race. I mean, we've got a good result if we stay in 9th anyway, because that's where we started, but still I want to be higher. So the 911 there gets a little bit of a wiggle on, coming out of Surtees and down the back straight here. I'm going to make him think I'm going for it into Hawthorns. Let's see if we can affect him. It has affected him. He's run wide. How wide has he run? He's run so wide he's gone off at Hawthorns. That's a great effort from us, if I'm honest. I showed him the inside. He was too busy thinking about me rather than the apex, and we've made the move on him. So up to 8th now. There's a battle going up ahead there between 6th and 7th. The guy in 7th has gone all sideways there, the South African, and we'll have him too. Had to make quite a robust move there, but we are now up to 7th. It needed to be robust, to be honest, because I couldn't afford to be stuck behind him. Coming out of Clark now to finish lap number 7 and going on to lap number 8. I'm getting some serious pressure, as you can see, from the Swiss guy behind, the guy we overtook earlier. He's having a look, but he can't make it. There's almost contact, I think, because those little black bits came on either side of the screen. But we are now in the pit stop window. If you have a look up ahead there, we've got a Brit in the Mercedes who we have been catching, despite getting a load of pressure from the guys behind. I think he's struggling on his tyres. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that he's going to come in reasonably soon and he's not going to hold us up, because otherwise we're going to have to put a move on him, which isn't the easiest to do around this fast yet particularly tight in places lap. I'm having a look at my fuel map now. We've got 4.7 laps remaining and high 30s of fuel. It'll be interesting to see, as the guys around us start to come in, how we've done in comparison. We're beginning to close right up now on this Brit, which I'm reasonably happy with, because the guys behind us have dropped off a little bit and I'll be able to save a little bit more fuel behind him. I'm just praying that he's going to come in on this lap. So let's see, as we come into the final corner, whether he darts in or not. And yes, as expected, or as hoped, the Brit is in. Let's see how much fuel he's got left. So we've got 34 and he flashed up with 25, so we've actually got 9% more fuel than him, which in this longer race is going to pay dividends for us, I think. As you can see there, the Spaniard has got it wrong and he's ended up on the inside coming up the hill up towards Druids. He must have touched the gravel or something like that, a typical error there, and sent him round, but we are now up to 5th. As we come around to complete lap number 9, more people are coming in. 9% and 17% these guys have got, and we've still got 26. So again, we've got so much more fuel than everyone else, which is really going to pay off when it comes to the pit stops. Right, so as we come out of Stirling's here, this is going to be our in lap. I've decided to come in a little bit later so I clear as much traffic as possible, but we've got a guy up ahead who's 3.5 seconds. That Turkish guy, let's see, as he's only got 1% fuel left, whether we can jump him. So let's have a look as we come out of the pits, and yes, we have jumped him. We've gone from 3.5 seconds behind him to 1 point something seconds in front of him. That shows how much, especially in these longer races, how much fuel saving matters, because to be honest, he was keeping decent pace in comparison to what I was doing, and on a track like this I would have found it really difficult to pass him, and it would have been really risky. So we are now up into 4th place. Fantastic stuff. We rejoin the action a few laps later. We're on lap 15 now. To be honest, the gap between us and the German up ahead has been pretty much stable, but we have managed to pull out over these 4 laps that we've been away, a couple of seconds out on the Turkish guy behind. That shows how important it was, as he's only losing half a second a lap to us. It was to get past him, and that was all down to fuel saving. And if you have a look up ahead, we're going to avoid the cones there that are scattered all over the track. The German in third has made some sort of mistake, and now we are on him, so we might be able to get a podium after all. Coming through Sterling's here, let's see if we get him. We're just over 1 second behind him, just outside of his slipstream. Coming through the final corner here to start lap number 16. We're now under a second, so we'll start picking up his slipstream, but more importantly, he'll be looking in his rear view. If he made that mistake by himself, he's going to be even more likely to make one if I'm all over his rear bumper. So let's stay with him here. I've got to be careful not to concentrate too much on him. I've got to concentrate on myself, because I'll be backwards and then I will lose my 4th place. But I think we'll be able to stay with him. I'm going to come through Surtees here for the 16th time. This race has gone so quickly this time. These Nation Cup races I love, well, when the server allows, I love the length of them. It's just the right time, I think. As you can see, we've been going for 20 plus minutes now. Anywhere near the half an hour mark like I do in my subscriber series works for me. We're coming through the really tight and punishing if you get it wrong section of Brands here. Off camber, this is a particularly difficult corner. You can end up on the grass and in the gravel and round. Through Sterling's here, we're still with him. We're losing a little bit of time, but we're still going to be on his agenda. Coming through the final corner here to complete lap number 16. He's pulled a little bit of time on us, but he's going to be pushing really hard. So if we just end up with a 4th, that's fine, but I'm definitely going to fight him if he makes any more mistakes. Ugh. As I make one there, I'm lucky not to spin round like the guy did earlier that we managed to overtake and end up in the barrier and then having to crawl up the hill. So I've got to be wary of that. I can push, but I can't make any mistakes. That would be so stupid. If I only get 4th, then that's fine. We'll get some decent points and we still might be on for driver rating A. Right then, final lap it is. We're under 7/10 behind the guy in front now. Coming out of Paddock Hill Bend, up the hill towards Druids, getting ever closer to him. Come down the hill here towards Graham Hill Bend. Let's try and get a good run out of here down the Cooper Straight towards Surtees. If we can get that right, we might be able to get a run on him coming down the back straight. So we take it okay. He's looking a little bit wiggly. You can see his back end moving around. We're in his slipstream now. I'm giving it full beans, revving it right to the top. I'm going to look right to give him something to think about. We come down into Hawthorns here. He's going to get a right slide on. I'm going to go and try and go up the inside. I pull out of it just. We almost collide, then I almost lose it. So that will be it for me, I think. Ooh. Almost did it again. Got very close there as well to the grass, which we don't want to do. We're going to come through Sterling's here, and the only opportunity as we come down Clearways is into Clark Curve. So let's just try and get a good run out of it. I don't think we'll be able to do anything. We're catching him, but it won't be enough, and we're going to come across the line in 4th place. A fantastic result, considering what happened earlier on and the couple of mistakes that we made. My attention now turns to see whether we have done enough to get to driver ranking A. Let's have a look. And there we have it. We are back up to A. If you can see that through all the pixels, we've managed to make it back to A. I am so happy about that. For those who don't know, I actually did my first race with the wheel on the 27th of April. We were at 35,000 points there, and over the next month I went down all the way as far as 19,300 points, and that was 1 month later on the 30th of May. Ever since then I've been building up, and today, midway through July, I'm back up to 31,654 points. So to put that into perspective against where the highest I was with the controller, the highest I ever got at the end of April was 35,002 points. So I am 3.2 thousand points, or 3.5 thousand points should I say, away from where I was with the controller. So that is that for the moment. That milestone has been hit. The next thing I need to do is to get up to A+. Now that is going to be much harder, but I'm a much better driver with this wheel now, and I'm confident I can do it. So I've only got 20 odd thousand driver points to go, but stay with me and we'll see if we can get there. And on that note, guys, I'm going to end the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching again, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.